might believe that you suffer from performance anxiety, but no, it goes far deeper than that. The real question shouldn't be how, but who. My name is John, and I help young men with recurring sexual problems through mindset and identity shifts. I have been able to diminish my performance anxiety to almost a complete minimum and have spent hours researching and helping other men just like you. In this video, I will be talking about the real reason why you suffer all these problems. This didn't start in the bedroom. It started when you learned that approval equals safety. We gotta go way back, all the way back to when you were a child. Remember when you were in elementary school, playing around, just being a kid, throwing around paper balls. One of them eventually ends up hitting your teacher. You end up getting a call home and you end up getting yelled at by the teacher and by your parents. Punished, verbally abused, or even physically abused because of this. So what does your young child brain start to do? It starts to listen to that. It starts to behave, be good, don't be bad, follow all the rules, never be out in danger, always seek approval, don't make mother and father mad, don't make teacher mad, because we do not like that feeling inside of us. And so slowly you start to lose this adventurous, novelty seeking side of you. And so as you grow up, you start to avoid things that will bring back that feeling of disapproval from others that your parents and teachers put on you. And slowly but surely, you start to develop a personality where you can never do or say anything that would offend others, where you're always trying to say the right thing, never stepping out of line, caring too much about the other person, and you become a people pleaser. I believe that people pleasers are one of the worst types of people. They'll never be honest with you. They'll always try and do what the quote unquote best interest is for you, but in reality, they're just bringing down who they really are. They're hiding their true intentions. Sometimes I genuinely feel bad for them because it not just impacts their sexual life, but just every aspect of their life. They're always overthinking, thinking about nonsensical nonsense. Oh, like, what do these people think of me? What can I say right now in the moment? Do these people like me? Always having these internal thoughts, always trying to do what the right thing is, and never actually putting out their real feelings, their real emotions, their real actions, never actually doing what they really want to. Now think about it. Would being a people pleaser impact your sexual life and performance? Yes, of course it would. If you're constantly thinking and worrying about the other person, now I'm not saying it is not good to worry about the other person, but overly worrying, having to the point where you start to have negative thoughts of doing something quote unquote wrong and getting the feelings of what do I have to do to actually make her feel good? Somebody's gonna say something. What if she says something? What is she gonna tell me? What if she doesn't like it? That is when it starts to be bad. And then you actually start to monitor her reaction, and now you need her approval to feel like a man. And then starting to develop the bad beliefs of if I do not perform, I'm not a man. And that is you tying your word to her reaction. And that alone, by definition, literally means you are a people pleaser. So for the guy saying, no, I'm not a people pleaser, I'm not a people pleaser, if this happens to you, unfortunately, you are a people pleaser. Pull up the definition right here. Traits of a people pleaser: seeking validation, relying on praise and approval from others for your self-worth. There you go. If you would like more help on this topic, top link in the description. So of course you're gonna have performance issues if you're relying on her reaction for your own self-worth. Now, we know that the problem is people pleasing. How do we fix this outside of the bedroom? First, we gotta take the little steps, so then later on we can take the fuller, bigger steps. Little step signs in. Learn to say no. Like, there are so many times that you want to say no, but you don't. You just give in. Example, somebody asks you, oh, let me borrow something, let me get some money. Of course, it's your friend. Lend them some money. But you know they never pay you back. Don't give them money. Say no. So somebody asks for your food. Yo, let me get some food. Tell them no. Somebody wants a favor. They're always asking for something. Say no for once. I'm busy. Tell them no. Learn to stand on it and say no. Other things you could do is be unfiltered. Talk the things you want to talk about. If there are like some controversial shit that you want to talk about, of course, nothing crazy, but like you got some ideas, you got some like thoughts, ideologies. Talk about it. You want to say something, you want to talk about it with a new person, say that. Like, a lot of you guys are so like filtered. You guys would like hold back your real personalities and then wonder why people take advantage of you, why people use you, because You're just so overly nice, and sexual problems are a direct reflection of your life. But with me, before, when I used to have these problems, this is when I first started to learn about how women really wanted to get treated, what the real secret behind women, and it blew my mind. I didn't understand. I didn't want to believe. But as I slowly started to learn, I started experiencing things myself. I started to change the way that I viewed things, and I started to believe them. I started to see that they were really true. I wanted to talk about it with people, but I would just hold it in. I wouldn't actually talk about it. I would be scared of this judgment from others. And I'll just talk about, if they were talking about something, I'll just try and join the conversation, try and talk about what they want to talk about. I would just be so scared to say the wrong thing and them not liking me. This would literally show in sexual problems. I would not take control. I would not do the things that I really wanted to do in these sexual experiences. As I switched into this other version of myself, other guy, and started to speak my mind more, it is almost like it also directly contributed to me being more direct in these sexual encounters with these girls. I wouldn't be so afraid, so hesitant to go on and do what I really wanted to do, with consent, of course. I would speak my mind to these new people. If they didn't like what I was talking about, I would just brush it off like, oh, it's not compatible. That's it, and just move along with my day. I didn't give a fuck about if people actually cared or not. It was like, if I want to talk about it, we're gonna talk about it. If they don't want to do it, it's all right. Just move on. Look, if your girl's being disrespectful to you, you can tell them to shut up. People will say, "Oh my God, he just said that. What the hell?" Tell them to shut up. Like, you gotta have this authoritative. You gotta change who you really are. You gotta change slowly, surely, mold yourself into this other guy who does not take disrespect, because it directly shows through your outside life into your sexual life. It shows, like, it brings out the vulnerability. There is a level of vulnerability while you are having sex. They telling you shit, you don't want to hear it. Of course, if they're in the wrong, yeah, tell them to shut up, yo. I'm not saying you be disrespectful to your girl. Of course, always have the highest respect for your girl. Like, for example, you cheated, she bugging on you, own it. That's all I'm saying. But what about the sexual situations, Johnny? Let me tell you that as well. Now, you gotta accept that there's things that you want to do in these sexual situations. I'm not gonna be too descriptive because it's YouTube, and you're constantly psychoanalyzing. What does she want to do? What is the best thing I can do for her? What can I do to make her feel good? If you were just to selfishly think about what are the things that will turn you on, because right now, I bet if you haven't slept with tons of girls to the point where we are so good at this skill, to the point where we're able to please both people, there are some guys out there that are able to do that, but for now, you have not gotten to that skill level. So you got to focus on yourself for now. Focusing so much on her, this, in a way, it puts you into this mode of you being below her, and she does not want that. That is not the type of guy that she likes. And if you're presenting yourself in a way like this confident guy, you acting like this confident guy, this big macho man, this that. If she's a feminine woman, you get into a sexual situation, you're not gonna. She doesn't want you. She's not expecting that from you. She wants you to take control. A lot of guys would start saying, "Oh, but what if I like doing this to the girl? What if this? What if that? You like eating the box?" Like, all right, that's you. You can do that then. If you enjoy that, that is what you want to do. Go ahead and do it. I'm talking about, if you don't like to do that type of shit, don't fucking do it then. Because think about it. How many times have you actually been eating? These are for the guys that do not like eating box. How many times have you actually been eating box and you start to think, like, I don't enjoy this. This is not nice. And then you just start to go fucking soft. Like, moments like that, whenever you get that type of, like, those thoughts, inner thoughts, those are the, like, non-authentic times. That is, like, not the real you, not really something you want to do. So don't do it. Like, you having a break, you recovering, then you could do those types of things. For the most part, the experience should be more about you enjoying what you really want to do. Now, you would be surprised on how freaked out these girls would be. It would be the most innocent looking girls that are the most freaked out. You would not believe the things that guys would that guys would tell me, and the things I've heard, and the things that I've done myself. It would be like they look so innocent on the outside, but deep down they're all animals. they all have the same animal instinct of this, I don't mean in a bad way, but this lustful thing for a masculine guy, for the biggest, baddest motherfucker. I'm assuming you want to be the big, bad motherfucker, because why wouldn't you want to be the biggest, the baddest, the best? So summarize basically everything. You got to destroy that old version of yourself, that people-pleasing side of you. You got to tell people no. You got to do your own thing. Say what you want to say. Talk about what you want to talk about, because this will slowly start to shape into your new personality, your new person of you were this guy, you were this bigger, better motherfucker. You got to actively be thinking, what do I want? What is the thing that would bring me the most pleasure, the most satisfaction in this situation? And do it. Take action on it. Like I said before, if you eat the box and you start to go limp, you don't like it, don't do it then. There are moments where you are so in the zone, where you're fully hard. It probably moments where you're freaking mashing it. You're fucking solid. Those are the more authentic moments for you. So you changing your identity will directly impact your sexual experiences and will allow you to move on and fix these sexual problems that you have. I offer a lot more help with this problem, but you've got to see if you qualify. Top link in the description. This is the end of the video. I hope you learned something. Keep going and become unforgettable.